in the room. Bucks win it tonight. NBA Cup action. Man, something about the NBA Cup. What Ryan Rollins say tonight? What Ryan Rollins say?
Money on the wood.
Money on the wood, baby. Money on the wood. Bucks win it 126-110 over the Chicago Bulls. Sending boys back down the road with an L. It's a quality win for your Milwaukee Bucks, 126-110. Doc is our doctor. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Creeps across the group trailer.
Justin.
Yeah, just TC and just the guru and Justin tonight. No Chris King, he's busy on the road. No JT, I know he's busy doing something. So any production quality issues, blame it on the guru. Cause we out here trying to do it all tonight. 126-110. Bucks get the win tonight. We got some fun at the Creep City crossover on a Friday night of actions. The weekend settle in. We know you'll be here. Let's have some fun. If you're on the Twitter, at onyourTSQs973, we'll take your comments there. If you're on the YouTube, we'll take your comments in the chat as well. I'll get to the chat. Can't see it right now, but we'll get to everything that you're talking about there in just a second. But tonight, man, it's a 126-110 win over the Chicago Bulls. Bulls came into this game. I was kind of excited to see the Bulls because they were a team that has really Justin exceeded expectations coming into the year. I think from what people thought they were, and they're a good young team. They're good young basketball. They're good, but it's not enough. It's not enough when there's money on the wood. Bucks win 126-110. Let's get to a game recap right now, and let's talk about it. From the Milwaukee Bucks side of things, my goodness. Again, at this point, he's not your MVP. I don't know what to tell you. 41, 15, and 9. And this was a bad shooting night for him. 16-32. He salvages it to go 50%, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 8 of 11 from the free throw line. He had 4 turnovers tonight. It was a plus 16. Miles Turner, best night as a Buck offensively for sure. Best all-around game as a Milwaukee Buck for Miles Turner. 31 minutes for him. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 of 14. 5 of 8 from 3, plus 21 on the night. Miles Turner. AJ Green could not get the 3-ball going. He was 2 for 8, 6 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, played some hard defense, 1 block. He was a plus 17. Ryan Rollins. I thought the first half was okay. Second half, he was dominant. Second half was really good basketball from Ryan Rollins. 20.6 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. That'll play. 1 turnover night's the big number for him. 11. He was a plus 11. Gary Trent Jr. had a rough night. 5 points, 3 boards, 2 of 9 from the field. He was 1 of 5 from 3. He was a -1. Cole Anthony I thought had a really good night. 11 points, 5 assists. He was 5 of 14. But again, when you're in those lineups with some of those second unit groups and you're the only shot creator, I'll take it. I'll take it if you miss some of those looks, because he's the guy out there penetrating and making things happen and creating and getting to the basket and getting to the rim and getting downhill. So again, even though he was 5 of 14 from the field, I thought he was monumental in this game. Amir Coffey with 2 points. Bobby Portis, 7 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. Again, if there were 2 bad players tonight, I think it was Bobby Portis and Gary Trent Jr. I know that'll upset you, but I thought those 2 struggled. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You can get all your jokes off as much as you want to. I can't say enough about Kyle Kuzma. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. No turnovers. He was a plus 14 on the night. Kyle Kuzma, listen, you say whatever you want. He is playing some damn good basketball. He has found his role. And tonight, he closed the game tonight. Tonight, instead of Gary Trent Jr., Kyle Kuzma played 28 minutes. Gary Trent Jr. played 22. Kyle Kuzma closed the game because he was that good in the third and he was that good in the fourth quarter. I thought, again, hustle plays. There was a play where he was the first one to the floor. There was a sequence where he had to block and then got back on the other end. Ryan Rollins missed the layup. He cleans it up for the putback dunk. Kyle Kuzma was great. Sims gets 3 minutes, doesn't do much with his action tonight. Isaac Okoro was in foul trouble all night, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Buzelas, I thought, played decent, 20 points, 8 boards, 3 assists tonight. Vucevic was okay, I thought, in the first half. Second half, the Bucks locked him down, 16-6. You had Jones with 17-5. Josh Giddey, 16, 14, and 7. I think Giddey had 14 at the half and finished with 16 points tonight. So the second half Bucks were a totally different team. Patrick Williams, 6 rebounds, 6 points. Kevin Huerter with 13. IOU, what you call him? 7 points tonight for him with 3 assists. And then you had Smith with 7 points as well to clean things up. Again, I thought it was a tale of two halves. This was I believe it was in the first half, even though defensively the Bucks were okay. They gave up 52 in the first half, and they ended up giving up. Wow, they ended up giving up a little bit more than that in the second half. But I don't know. The second half offensively felt crisper. Well, let me say this: they had 23. So in the second half, they had the third quarter with 32 points. In the fourth quarter, they put up 41 points. So everything just looked better as this game went on. I thought they were more fluid. I thought they were active. Again, and I say the tale two halves really was from even though Chicago scored more points in third and fourth, it had a different feel to it. There was a flurry when Bobby was out there that they scored on, but it just had a different feel to me from the first and second half where, I mean, Giannis struggled immensely from the field to start this game off. In the second half, those buckets just went down. I believe he had 15 points. At least there was one point where he had 15 points in the fourth quarter. I think he finished with 17 in the fourth, whatever it was, finished with 41. Miles Turner was excellent tonight. I just watching that basketball game, and I can see how the Bulls are a good team. This Milwaukee Bucks team, and again, they're still missing KPJ. They can compete, man, with anybody in the East, especially. Let's just talk about the East. There's no doubt in my mind they can compete with anybody. Giannis leading the charge. And last I say before I turn it over to you, Justin, another person who's got to get a lot of credit, Doc Rivers. How about Doc Rivers tonight with the biggest adjustment? We talked about this is crazy. We talk about this in the program every single night. And I talked about two things in particular. One, you can't win when your horses don't play. And Giannis at 31, 32 minutes, that's it. I'm just telling, it's always going to be tough sledding when he's sitting for that long. Tonight he plays 37 minutes as a blowout victory. Like, you can't tell me, again, you can't do him 37, 38 minutes all year long, but you can't tell me that 5 extra minutes of Giannis on the court doesn't impact things. 5 actual on-court minutes extra of Giannis, yeah, that's a totally different ballgame. Take 5 minutes away from Giannis. Remember, Giannis was struggling in this game to finish around the rim. He missed a dunk. He missed multiple easy layups. The extra 5 minutes gives you that time to find that rhythm, to find that shot, to find that way to finish, to get those points, to get those buckets. And he found them tonight. And once he got rolling, then it was downhill from there. But he had to find him. The other thing I give Doc Rivers credit for, I believe there may have been one time there was an all-bench unit out there tonight. He staggered Miles and Giannis the first half very well. Had Kuzma in with the group as well plenty of times. And again, it was just, you didn't have this point where Giannis sat from like the end of the first quarter, or excuse me, he would sit from 4 minutes left in the first to 8 minutes left in the second. And then when he comes down and sits in the third, he sits until there's 8 minutes left to go in the fourth. He staggered much better tonight. He played much longer. I thought it was a good night all around, but I appreciate that from Doc Rivers, staggering Turner and Giannis. And again, I will say, when Bobby was left out there as like that de facto 5 and the rim protector, I thought, there were some easy baskets that Chicago was able to get. But again, he just didn't leave him out there long enough for it to be a big issue. 126-110. That's the final. Bucks win tonight by 16. That's what I saw. Justin, what'd you see?
Yeah, we get the Doc, but you want to get to the super chats first, or you want me to talk about Bobby Portis off the rip?
Go ahead, and then I got to pull up the YouTube. I didn't have time. I got to pull up the YouTube now You go ahead and
You wanna read
go,
the
and then
super chat?
I'll get to. I know. Go ahead. Go ahead with your thing. I'll get to the super chats in like 2
All right, go ahead.
seconds. Go ahead.
So let's get to Ryan Rollins first. Talked about that they got to their defensive intensity, and just really tried to make sure that it was tough on the Bulls. Then went to the play where Giannis was falling out of bounds, and found a way to hit him on the wing and saw him open out the corner of his eyes. And Giannis just found a way to hit the basketball. And then, as you said, the money in the bank quote, money on the wood, ladies and gentlemen. And he was saying that in reference to, are the cup games,
Yep.
I can't say the name of that airline, are the cup games important to the Bucks? If it's money on the wood, we want to win it. Get to Doc Rivers, talked about how Giannis started out 9 for 21, but finished the fourth quarter 7 for 10. Thought Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks took a lot of contested twos in the beginning, got to being a little bit patient. Talked a little bit about the bucket for bucket stretch, and they asked him, what are you looking for? He said, a stop. But Giannis exceeded all expectations again tonight. I don't know what the expectations are, but goodness gracious, Giannis was just absolutely amazing. Kuzma did a phenomenal job on guarding Giddey tonight and just making basketball plays. And they talked about, is Kuz capable to continue to guard a guy like Giddey 94 feet? That alludes into the comment that Darvin Ham made where he called Kuz the Swiss Army knife and said that, he's normally not going to be on a guy 94 feet. But however, he's not going to guard a lot of point guards either. But when you got a guy that's 6'9" on the other side, I thought it left it no choice. This is me talking for a second. I thought Ryan Rollins did a great job on Josh Giddey tonight, too. I know he had 16, whatever, but I thought it was a phenomenal job. He destroyed Tyrese Maxey in the last game. He triple doubles in his last 2 games. So I thought the Bucks defense was spectacular on him. Talked a little bit about the vertical threats of Giannis has the same impact as a pocket pass. And the biggest thing is just guys getting rolls to the basket. No matter if it's Giannis, Bobby, Miles, Jericho Sims, whoever it is, we got to get downhill. They asked him a question about Giannis with these missed shots at the rim. I agree with it. He was fouled a lot of those shots too, but wanted Giannis to stop being so nice. He maybe thinks if Giannis wasn't such a nice guy, they would stop letting a lot of that BS just roll off of him, right? Talked about how fast Miles Turner gets his ball with the release. Great shots tonight. Told Miles in the pregame, just do what you do, hit the pick and roll, just do what you're ever going to do and just hoop. There was an emphasis tonight, and this is what you were alluding to, on staggering this lineup. We have not seen these lineup combinations. This is me talking now. I thought bringing Jericho Sims in with Bobby Portis, bringing Jericho Sims in with Kyle Kuzma, and with Miles Turner, that big lineup paid dividends tonight. Last point that I got was that Rondo has been absolutely phenomenal on this team. He called him this summer and said, I need you around. Rondo has made a conservative effort to emphasize the points that Doc made. And sometimes it's good not to just hear it coming from Doc. Hey, look, man. So we get to the Portis right off the rip, man. So I'm going to just start the podcast every time. Bobby Portis sucks. He's the worst basketball player on earth. And then we can all move on. However, tonight was Bobby's best game of the year. And you talk about him. You talk about him giving up. Bobby was moving his feet. He
started off moving his feet, yes.
He was rebounding back. He was doing everything. There was a breakout where Okoro got downhill. I agree with that. On the wing, I don't know if that was Bobby's fault, if that was Kuz's fault. Yeah, they got some easy buckets, but Bobby showed he executed defense tonight. You can't say he didn't try or anything else like that. Hey, he was a -1 tonight. I just think it was his best game of the year, personally.
Well, that was the best game of the year. That's eye-opening. Let's get to the super chats here. Here we go. First one. NYC Randy, our guy, says Kyle Kuzma has to start over GTJ. Better on both ends by a lot and just taller. He's just playing much more relaxed. Doc used Miles different today. Put him in every offensive action. Great Bucks win. NYC Randy, again, and I'm going to tell you, and again, should we do what we do, Justin, and talk about what we know and talk about some of the things that I've been hearing from around the Milwaukee Bucks? I'm telling you, and again, I'm not just saying it. I'm telling you what I know about how they feel about Kyle Kuzma. They like Kyle Kuzma. When I say that, I mean, and I may have said this already before, I think there's this big sentiment around the Milwaukee Bucks fan base that Kuzma's trade bait. No, the better he plays, the faster we can get him in a trade. I'm not saying they won't trade him, but I'm telling you from what I hear, they like Kyle. It ain't like, oh, we just got him. They like him. And he is playing exactly the way we wanted him to play, exactly what we knew he would be able to do. You traded Chris Middleton. I hate going back to Chris Middleton, but you traded Chris Middleton to free up this cap space, to free up luxury tax, to free up apron, all that, to be able to give themselves some of the relief that they have now moving forward for years to come. And oh, by the way, and again, I'm sorry, I'll say it, you got a better player. Maybe let me walk that back. Maybe not a better player than Chris Middleton at this point in his career. Maybe not even a better player. You got a better fit for the basketball team because you needed somebody that could run, jump, be athletic, be on the court. That's what you're getting. And now what you're seeing is Kuzma's everything realized about the only thing we're missing from Kyle Kuzma right now is the outside shot. If he gets that going, look out. This is what we wanted to see. This is what the Milwaukee Bucks thought they had when they were bringing in Kyle Kuzma. He looks very good, NYC Randy. Now, your point about do you start him over Gary Trent? I don't know. Again, it goes back to what do you value more? The outside shooting of Gary Trent that he provides. He didn't shoot the ball very well tonight. Do you want that, or do you like the fact that to your point, Kyle Kuzma can defend much bigger wings or bigger point guard or what? He's a much more versatile defender because of his size. I thought also Kyle Kuzma, I thought he hustled tonight very well and then rebounding. I thought he rebounded the ball very well, which was a point of concern. Early in that game, I thought in the first half, it didn't look really all together and fluid. And then once Kyle Kuzma and the boys got inserted, I thought the rebounding picked up. And again, that's where you saw that jumbo lineup they talked about it on the broadcast, Kuzma, Turner, and Bobby Portis. You had Kuzma, Turner, and Giannis in at times. Again, it worked very well. Charles Posine, Super Chat, says, man, we're getting a lot of Kuzma talk. Kuz in the action tonight. Charles Posine says, Kuzma has new life already this season. He really needs to start. That closing lineup is the answer until KPJ comes back. Portis is cheeks. So again, you have two Super Chats. Charles, NYC, asking for Kuzma to start. Maybe that's got to be a question. We'll address it here in a second. NYC Randy jumps in with another Super Chat and says, last thing, Giannis is easily best in the world. I feel like that's a common refrain from NYC telling us he's best in the world, and you are correct, sir. He says, I'm watching that game. For me, that was a bad GA game, and he still had 41, 15, and 9. Like, the NBA takes him for granted. They rather talk about trade rumors. It's just sad. You're correct about that. And I would say, NYC, I would disagree. I wouldn't say it was a bad Giannis game. Yeah, there were bad Giannis moments there. But it's so, like, when I think bad Giannis games, I think of those games that, like, he still finishes with, like, 25, 10 and 6, and he didn't shoot it well, and, all kind of things went wrong, and he let guys. But tonight, I thought and he never really finds it. I thought tonight, to your point, yeah, he had some bad moments, but I thought he found it. And I thought in that, like late in that third and the fourth quarter, I thought the second half he was as good as we've ever seen him. So I think he had a bad half, and I think for the most part, that third and fourth quarter, he was great. Justin, let's start there since a lot of people are talking about it. Now, I want to get back to the win in a second, but because our Super Chats went there, what do you think about this thought about should Kuz start?
Man, the irony that 2024 to 25 and 25 to 26 is we had dudes and ladies firing up the chat. Why is this dude on the team? Why is he here? How is this dude even here? I'm going to go a step further. You say you're not going to say that Kyle Kuzma in the year 2025 of our Lord is a better basketball player than Chris Middleton. I'm going to say it. This year currently, absolutely. It's not even close. Kyle Kuzma has shut down Karl Anthony Towns. Has shut down a Josh Giddey who had went, again, I said it earlier, triple-double after triple-double. Last year, we saw him shut down a Luka Doncic. And that was kind of, for me, the turning point on him. And they were ridiculing me. Why you got that Kuzma jersey in the back? You don't hear that stuff no more. Now we got to shift all the hate to Bobby Portis. Because we ain't got Kuzma to pick on no more. Kyle Kuzma is, he's phenomenal what he's giving his team right now. And again, let's not take it back to all that stuff as far as, we're going to go back to Middleton and all what Middleton was. Middleton was phenomenal in his prime with us, but right now he cannot do what Kyle Kuzma can do. Kyle Kuzma is guarding ones, he's guarding twos, he's guarding threes, he's guarding fours, he's guarding fives, and he's playing top-tier defense. He's rebounding the ball. He's hustling. He's diving on the floor. He's making not the pretty boy play. He's making whatever play needs to be made. And I don't care if he has blue lips, purple lips, pink lips, green lips. It don't matter to me. That dude is a baller. And he's a great fit on this team. And I seen something in the chat saying, we just got him in the right spot. Who cares? Who cares if we got him in the right spot, if he's benefited? That's what systems are about. That's what Doc Rivers' system is about. And I said it all last year. Doc had to find a way to unlock Kuzma.
Yep.
He's doing a great job of that. And I'm excited for the rest of the year for Kyle Kuzma. Glad to have him as a Buck.
I'm excited too, and again, I'm getting to the point. Y'all talking about starting him. I don't know. Todd chimes in and says Chris had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, minus 16 in 22 minutes tonight. Yeah. You know what I like to say? Man, Justin, I hate. Nah, I don't. I love being say. I told you so. I love being able to say. I told you so. Justin, we fought all last year about this. It feels good to be vindicated. It feels good to know, man, because I had to doubt myself. I know what my eyes tell me things. I'm not stupid. The Bucks didn't do that for no damn reason. People got upset because you traded away a superstar. I mean, a franchise legend. Yeah, a franchise legend, fan favorite. That's fine. There's no reason to hate on a new guy coming in. I think I think that the difference between this year and last year, one, like everybody's talking about, correct. He is finding his role. Doc Rivers has put him in the right spots. Doc Rivers had him playing out of position last year as well. And I think the other thing is he came in thinking I'm the Middleton replacement. And you are not the Middleton. You will never be as good as Chris Middleton in his prime. You will never be the number 2 option on a great basketball team. That's not your role. You got to find it. And again, is he worth $25 million? Probably not, unless he really becomes a lockdown defender. But which I'll tell you, I think that's in him too. I really do. It's in him. It's in him to be a lock. I'm talking about when I say lockdown, I mean put him on anybody in the league and you can slow him down. Peter Tucker couldn't stop KD. But if KD want to go for 40, it's gonna be a long night getting 40. It's gonna be tough. Every buck is gonna be tough. That's what you got to be. And again, he can't be Peter Tucker either. But I'm just my point remains. It's in him. It's in him. And again, he's found his role. And again, he's figured out you're not Chris Middleton. You play defense. You look. There was a play where he like spun into a pass to Miles Turner. That was it was so nice. He's looking to facilitate before he's looking to score on his own. And then you're just finding those shots. And then you shoot the right 3. You shoot the correct 3. The 3 that's open. The 3 that's late in the shot clock. I got to pull it. Don't think, just play. He's found it. He is, it's night and day. Night and day. DRGN text says in here, all this without KPJ. Fear the Deer is back. There's no question. There's no question. And when you have a good Rollins night like tonight too, you're in business. And again, the Bulls, that's a good basketball team. What I say about the Bulls is this. I think they are, I can see why their record is what it is. Because they play a good, smart brand of basketball. I don't think Giddey's as good as I think he's playing above his weight right now. And I think he'll come back down to earth. Like he did in that second half. And Vooch, I think Vooch is what Vooch is. I don't think he's gonna magically be this guy who's a double machine every single. I don't think he's that. I think he's a good player. He's gonna hit shots, open shots, but he's not gonna be as impactful as he's shown through the first 8 or 9 games. But right now they're playing good basketball, and it's a quality win for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, won't take nothing away from the Chicago Bulls. I want to revert back to Kuz for one more second, though. The play that really stuck out to me was the bullet pass to Bobby Porter on the block Bobby Portis, excuse me. Lord have mercy. So Bobby Portis that led to a layup on Bobby Portis. That was a spin move off the dribble pass as well. No look bullet to Bobby. Where, I mean, gosh, I felt like I could have made that layup but it wasn't that, and it was contested. Everything was contested, and Kuz had to thread that needle and put it in the right spot. Now, there's a lot of people that are going to harp on his Washington Wizards career. Who goes to the Washington Wizards and is good since John Wall and Bradley Beal left? Nobody. Remember what he was as a Los Angeles Laker in those first couple years. Bron wouldn't have that cup in the bubble had it not been from his defense.
Yep.
Kuzma is a superstar role player. And he's a superstar in what his role is. He's not, and Trey, you hit it on the head so well when you said that he can't come in and he can't dictate a basketball game like Chris Middleton cannot. However, he can be the best Kyle Kuzma there is, something that my pastor says, you got to be dope on your own level. And that's what we're seeing what Kuz is doing. And I tried to make this point to the homies on the fan, and the young boy Charlie Utzon didn't understand what I was saying. And this is kind of what you alluded to, Trey. You traded this dude for, if you were born when my son was born in 2005, Chris Middleton now is on your Mount Rushmore Bucks basketball. Right?
Yeah.
You're trading this dude for someone like that. And then we can say what these guys hear and don't hear. They hear it. And the immense amount of hate that Kyle Kuzma got, and I'm not going to say hate. We'll call it disarray, whatever you want to call it.
It was hate.
Negative, okay, the hate. He felt that. And now this year, all those shackles have been released. I'm at the church, Trey.
Yeah.
All those shackles are released, and now this brother can fly and just play basketball.
Yeah.
And like the homie said, the deer is back, baby. Strap up.
Listen, you're absolutely right in your assessment there. I don't disagree with any of that, Justin. Let's keep rolling here in a 126-110 victory over the Chicago Bulls. Much to talk about as well. How about Miles Turner? I want to talk about him for a second and what you saw out of him tonight. His best game as a Milwaukee Buck. No question about it. I mean, he starts off hitting every shot imaginable. He finishes with 23 and 8 tonight. I thought there were some rebounds at the beginning of the game, a little off. And again, hold on 1 second. If you're coming into this chat, if you're coming in here into the Cream City crossover after a 126-110 victory, and you appreciate what the Milwaukee Bucks just did, and they 1-0 in the NBA Cup, and what they call money on the wood, baby.
Money on the wood.
Money on the wood. Hit the like button on your way in. But Justin, I want to talk for a second about Miles Turner. Can this be a catalyst for him? Because again, this team, it's a different dimension, it's a different dynamic. If he is closer to, and again, I don't think he's a 23 a night guy. I think it's a little much for him, 23 and 8. I don't think that's him. But it's a different dynamic if he's closer to 18, 19, 20. If he's closer to a 2010 guy versus, I don't know what he was to start the year. I could look and see what his stats are versus being like a 13 and 7 guy. Let me just look up. I'm gonna look up his stats really quick. On the year right now, he is 9.8 points, 6.5 rebounds. If he's a 10 and 5 guy, it's gonna be that's a little different than if he is closer to an 18 and 10, 19 and 10 guy. What did you see? Is it Doc Rivers? Is it the way you stagger Miles Turner and putting him in different situations so that he's not only out there with Giannis, which gives him more offensive opportunity as well? What is it you see out of Miles Turner tonight that made him so impactful against the Chicago Bulls?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
I think all of that has something to do with it. Hey, real quick, before we go any further, shout out to my daughter, Amber Wright. Happy birthday. appreciate you tuning in on your birthday to our joint.
Happy
What I'll
birthday,
say
Amber.
is, Miles did a lot of good things tonight. The Chicago Bulls are the worst defending team in the 2-point region, and Vujacic cannot defend anybody. He's trash on the defensive end of the basketball court. However, you can have a guy that is trash like that, and whoever that other dude is, I don't even understand how this dude in the NBA, he's just bouncing around because he's a big body. Jalen Smith, now you got on goggles. You'd have been on 32 teams, you 23 years old. Just god-awful basketball player. He should be in somebody's G League scratching the pine. But anyways, I'll move on. AO, IO, EIO, and all that other stuff too. Shout out to y'all Bulls fans. Devin, I hope you watching. You had a lot of stuff to talk. Callie, I hope you watching. My cousins all in Chicago and all that. Y'all gonna hold this L because money on the wood. Anyways, back to Miles Turner though. I thought he did a good job of showing these Bulls interior how soft they are, Charmin soft, pillow soft, and I think that this is going to be a catalyst to help Miles grow though, because Miles is a great basketball player. But more importantly, because I've been seeing these Pacer fans try to murder us every time he goes for 7 and 13 or whatever the case may be. But what you're missing is he's a catalyst on this defensive end, and this team has a multitude of different guys that'll step up. So as long as we get this Miles, and I think he'll get you more about 14 and 8 on the year, 14 and 7, and that'll be enough to push us over the edge. I truthfully believe that.
Oh, Amber, right? She says Miles Turner gets no respect from me for how he's moving for how he's been moving after leaving Indiana. But I will say, I think because this is key for him, he could be a good fit for the team, but he has to be consistent. Amber, I guess I hear you when you say you have no respect for how he's moving after leaving Indiana. Again, the way I say it, as always, is it's funny. People got upset when PJ Tucker left the Bucks to go. Where did he go? Miami? Was that when he went to Miami? He went to Miami, right?
He went to Miami,
yep. But it was we went to fill out that. But it was one of those things where if you're in a relationship and you say, hey, go find something better, and then if you find it, then we'll talk or what. And you find something better, you don't have any obligation to go back to who was telling you to find something better. You gave me the opportunity to leave Indiana because of what happened with Tyrese Halliburton. They were gonna pay him. They had no problem paying him. But once Halliburton got hurt, they said, I don't know if we really want to be in the luxury tax for an extra year. I don't know if we want to be that close an extra year and pay him this money. So to me, if I'm Miles Turner, again, it's just like a job. And I think the reason he feels so slighted is because from his perspective, and again, we weren't there in any discussions, what he says is he was basically promised this. He was promised this money. He was promised the deal. They told him they were going to take care of him. And oh, by the way, this is after, just as you pointed this out before in previous shows, this is after you dangle him in trade conversations for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And then he helps you get to a finals. And now all of a sudden you get funny with the money. And then he goes to a place that's going to give him the money. And now it's his fault? I don't know. I don't see it. I understand it. What I will say about Miles Turner as well, and as some people in the chat have pointed out, man, the difference between him, you talk about defensively versus Brook Lopez. I mean, it's just night and day. Being able to move goes back to the Kuzma Chris Miller discussion. Being able to move is it's not a skill, but you have to be able to do that in the modern NBA. You've got to be able to do it. And Miles Turner being able to move, get back, protect the rim, and close out and not get beat. It's a skill. And again, once you put that defense on top with, the offense on top with it, now you have a complete player. And Miles Turner, just a godsend for this basketball team. The way he's played, again, it is a very formidable front court, especially when you add. And I think Doc Rivers I hope he saw that tonight, and I know he saw it because he put it in. And I hope he continues doing it. When you put and maybe Kuzma doesn't start, that's fine. But when you put Kuzma, Turner, and Giannis together in that front, then you start getting back to the link. You remember those days? And it's not the same thing. Remember those days where they would play Giannis, Henson, and Larry Sanders together? You remember that them boy? And I think was Mike Carter.
Good old days.
Was Mike Carter Williams part of that team? He came after that. He went
Now,
on one. He went on one of those teams.
MCW was a part of the team with Greg Monroe.
Okay. He wasn't there with that team. But they had a long line. They had those long lineups that you could run with and defensively. And again, both of those guys very good rim protection. Then you have Kyle Kuzma who moves his feet well. I think they have something there. And then you're looking at how do you build on it. When we get to the look around, we'll talk again. A lot of rumors flying around, not from anybody credible, but a lot of rumors about what the Bucks should do and what they need. But man, I like this basketball team. I really like this basketball team.
What the Bucks should do is just keep hooping. I want to give one more Miles Turner's point, if I may, my friend. I see a lot of slander from these Indiana Pacers fans. It's all right, man. Never mind. We ain't even gonna go there. I was about to say one more to my daughter, but we ain't even gonna go there with that one. You talking about the relationships and moving on. And had I not found my daughter mama, we ain't gonna talk about that stuff though. Let's move on, right? Nah, but all jokes aside, so all this hate from Miles Turner, from the Indy fans. Let's talk about the Indy fans for a second. You do not beat the Milwaukee Bucks without Miles Turner on that basketball court. And you do not beat the Cleveland Cavaliers without Miles Turner on the basketball court. I understand he didn't have the best series in the world against the OKC Thunder. And I think that team and the way they played and the way that the rest of your lineup didn't support sometimes kind of played him off the court. And I'm going to give you a wild take, and I'm going to piss off a lot of the chat, and I don't give a damn because it's my daughter's birthday now, so I just piss people off on people's birthdays. Kyle Kuzma is a poor man Scottie Pippen right now for this team.
Ooh.
Handling the ball, rebounding the ball, blocking shots, making timely baskets. Everything that needs to be done that's ugly, that's pretty, he's doing it. He's a perfect fit on this team, and we talk about throwing him in trades and stuff like that. Hey, man. Look. And it's a lot of people in the chat. Trey, Chris, y'all get upset the way Bobby moves his feet. You get someone in this team that does not move their feet and stuff like that, might be a problem.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tish chiming in says, y'all bullied Kuz all last season. Now he's a starter. She's laughing. Anthony says, I love Kuzma's length. Hey, yo.
Ayo, E-I-O. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. James Johnson, also those Bucks fans that want Chris back. Kuz is better than him. D'Angelo Ross says Miles has arrived. He's getting comfortable. Elias says, I hope they aren't high and low like this all season. I can use 3 to 4 wins in a row. And then also, here we go. Hermit James says, Ross was really good on Giddey. And Derek Clay says, Kuz, lock Giddey down. Let me tell you, the trio of Giannis, Turner, and Rollins, this comes from @BucksLead. The trio of Giannis, Turner, and Rollins tonight, this will play. 84 points, 28 rebounds, 13 assists, 9 steals, 4 blocks. That trio is 53% from the field, and 59% from 3. So again, when your top 3 are going for 84, 28, and 13, again, it's just going to be winning basketball. Let's get to 2 points here that I want to get to, Justin. Giannis, again, just playing a phenomenal level, doing all the things that you'd expect for him to do. I want to ask you, can he keep this pace? And again, a couple things. Can he keep this pace up, the level that he's playing at? Again, we're only 9 games into the season, so he's fresh. Will it look like this in game? When we get to the dog days of the NBA season, where he's looking like this, but. Can he keep this pace? And do you think this roster is what's getting him to get these lanes to the basket and to be able to play the way he's playing? He's like the smartest I've seen him playing basketball. You take away the jumpers tonight. He's trying to hit the elbow shot. He took it a few times. I don't know that he hit one of the elbows. He did get the 3 to go down eventually, but I think he's playing smart. I think offensively, he's looking to pass. He's looking to make the right plays. Do you think that's a product of this roster? And then, as Charles Posey points out, do you still have a problem with the officials? I thought the first few possessions, I say the first 5 minutes, Doc and Giannis were all over the officials for some of the missed calls. And then after I thought I got a little bit better.
Yeah, so I think this stuff that Giannis is doing is absolutely amazing. I think he's the best player in the NBA. Stuff that I'm seeing him do is, and y'all gotta understand, I lived through I saw Larry Bird play live in the fest. I saw Charles Barkley in his prime. I saw Kevin Garnett from a rookie to what he is. I saw LeBron come in from a baby to the chiseled vet that he is now. Giannis is getting rid of, I saw Penny Hardaway, which is probably one of arguably, and cool. Sorry, I'm off topic a little bit, Trey. Cool's kind of give a little bit of them Penny. And we'll just go on. My point is, I've seen a lot of guys, and Giannis is getting to the point where, and I'm not talking about championships. I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about strictly these eyes that the Lord has blessed me with. He's getting close to the best I've ever saw. Now, has he surpassed Michael? No. Does he have more championships than LeBron and Kobe? No. But the domination, the only guy I can think of in my lifetime that I've seen that was more dominant than him is Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq there's a lot of similarities where Shaq had to play through that stuff, which was absolutely ridiculous. He had a bunch of people hanging on his arms, hanging on his legs, whatever the case may be. But as great as I think Giannis is, as great as what I'm seeing, I know if my 20-year-old was on this joint, my daughter would never agree because she's Kobe, and I get it. If my 20-year-old was on here, he would tell you in his 20 years of being on this earth, Giannis is the best basketball player he's seen, bar none. However, do I think he's MVP? Nope, not even close. I do not think the NBA will let him get MVP. And what I'm saying by that, you see some of these fouls, you see some of this ticky-tack stuff. You can't touch a Donovan Mitchell, a Jalen Brunson, Luka Doncic, whoever it is. And you see Giannis get murdered, get robbed, comes out of the thing, and he looks like he was in a WWE, I'm old, I know, WWF, Unk status, tables, ladders, and chairs match. Look like Chris Jericho slammed it through the table with thumbtacks on, Guru. That might be before your time, man. They might have cleaned it up by then. I'm from the Attitude Era. But he's just not going to get it because the NBA is not going to let him get it. But pound for pound, excluding no one, he's better than Joker. He's better than By the way, who does Joker check? Okay, the silence says nobody. Who does SGA check? Nobody. Giannis is doing it on both ends of the court, blocking shots, getting hacked. By the way, you cannot touch SGA.
Right.
It's phenomenal. And some of the times I think that he misses some of his free throws. If you look at the follow through and stuff like that, no way am I a shooting expert, but I'll probably shoot against all y'all youngins in the chat and Trey put that lawyer money up, black card status, and we're going to get to the bag. Money on the wood. He's tired. You know why he's tired? He's hacked the whole darn game.
Want to another one that's just come out. More records for Giannis. With tonight's 40-point game, Giannis has surpassed Kareem for most 40-point games in Milwaukee Bucks franchise history. So again, just more into the record books for Giannis there. Bucks also are I can't believe they're 9-0 all-time in group play in the NBA Cup. So again, money on the wood. Bucks are Bucks are locked in. I want to get to Tish's question here, where Tish says, "What do you guys think of Paul Pierce's comments about Giannis having to carry too much of the load on his team, saying he's been asked to do too much to carry the roster?" Thoughts? It's a good, it's. I think Paul Pierce is a character on a lot of different things, but that's a good point when you think about it. And again, and that's kind of what I was alluding to, Justin. it looks good now. 10 games in, your fresh season just started. Putting up 40 points every other night, getting hacked like crazy, going to the basket. Like you said, he is carrying the load, all different things, and maybe that's why Doc Rivers is trying to get him at 32 minutes. Can he do that for the entirety of a season? And then can you? And then again, you got to take it a step up when you get to the playoffs. So to her point, to Paul Pierce's point, do you take any? Does that make sense to you? Are they gonna have to figure something else out? Derek Clayton is saying KBJ will help with that right now. Yes, but do you think there's some truth to that?
I forgot the podcast I was listening to, man. So I'm sorry if I'm not giving you your credit. But there's a comparison made to the Dallas Mavericks team that beat the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 Miami Heat team. And the comparison was Dirk at that time compared to Giannis. Dirk carried that Dallas Mavericks team all the way to that championship. You had great role player supporting guys like your Jason Kidd, who was a shell of what he was in his prime. You had your Jason Terrys. You had your what's my big man name? Light skinned boy. What's his name, man? Big old dude. Played for the Bulls. Played for the Mavericks. Played for the. I can't see that dude's name. Tyson Chandler, that's his name?
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah.
So that could be more your Miles Turner. You had your Johnny Newman. He's on the bench, so way on the end. That's okay. You got to ring though. You had your what's my boy from Marquette? Like Wesley Matthews. Guys got rings on that team. But my point is there's a lot of guys on this team who can carry us on said given nights on your February 17th on a NBA schedule and get a win. I don't think Giannis is carrying too much. I think Giannis is just being the guy that his mom and his dad birthed him to be, which is the best player in the NBA for his era. And he's showing that. And I think it's not heavy for him to carry because this is light work. This is the man he was created to be. And he's showing us, he's showing ESPN, as much as they want to ignore it, Shams and Shams and both of them, BOUF, they're going to ignore it. They want to talk about trade rumors. Wendy wants to sit there and get a IPA and no, let me stop. He wants to sit there and talk about trade rumors. You got Malika Andrews wants to bring up this, and Stephen A wants to insinuate this, and this person here and that person there. I'll take credence to what Paul is saying, though, howeverly, because he has carried teams himself. But I don't think Giannis is like Paul. I don't think Giannis is like Dirk. I think Giannis is one of one, and he can carry. He can carry this team to the championship, is my point.
He can. And I'm not going to say he can't. Where I differ, when you talk about a Paul or you talk about Dirk, their level of carrying is different. Because even if they're carrying every night, is Dirk ever known as some lockdown? Is Dirk ever known as some...
Nope.
No. And again, I think Giannis got a little lazy on the defense end of the things as well. But my other thing is Dirk was a jump shooter, right? Like he was getting to when we talk about carrying, the way Giannis carries is I'm literally I'm going to the basket, attack, 150% every single night. Y'all jump on my back, here we go. Versus your signature move being like Giannis' signature move is a spin move to the basket, hard dunk, right? That is a violent game for him. Dirk didn't have a violent game. It wasn't he carried, he killed, but it wasn't violent. And I think it wasn't a pounding every single night on him. I think that maybe the pressure, you got to hit these shots, you got to do all these things. That weighs a lot, but it's not the same as like actually taxing your body to the limit every single night. That's where I think, there's a difference when you mention those guys and what Giannis is doing. That's what makes it more special with what Giannis does. But I guess, I do question. I do have questions. Somebody says, Mickey says he'll be worn out by February. I do question if there's going to be some burnout. And again, you got to make it another month and a half or so without KPJ. So, there's a lot on the body. that Giannis has to endure, and we'll see kind of how that works.
Dirk was also 32 when they won the championship. Giannis is just coming on his 30th year of life.
It's true.
So I think we can give a little bit of credence to that, but I don't disagree with you. But I don't think Giannis knows any other way to play. And I think Giannis wants this championship this year more with the way that he's being officiated and everything else like that to prove people wrong. And I think a scary guy, and I used to talk about this a lot with the greatest guy never to win a second championship in the state of Wisconsin, Aaron Rodgers. But that's a bad man when he has a chip on his shoulder. And I think that Giannis has a chip on his shoulder. Quick, John McGraw, I don't want to see John Moran in Milwaukee. I'm just going to say that, then I won't say nothing else about it. I don't want to see it. I'm good on it. He can't carry nothing either.
Well, we'll do that for a look. We'll save some of that for a look around.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, I agree. Does he want that championship? There's no question. There's no question. And I think the way he's doing it is insane. And I think, here's the thing, he's going to force him to give him that MVP. You can play this mess with Wemby all you want. He's going to force you to look stupid. And again, I can't wait. I don't know when that head-to-head matchup is, but I'm looking forward to it and seeing those guys go against each other. James Moore says, I would be curious to see Miles and Kyle, I'm talking about Kyle Kuzma, together on the court. In addition, I'm intrigued with the Jericho Giannis pair in defense. So again, you saw Miles and Kyle on the court together tonight. They did that. Kyle Kuzma finished the game, played I think the last 6-7 minutes as well to finish that game. Just a side note, notice how 3 weeks into the season there has been a Chris Haynes brief report inside league. Of course, yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah, of course there hasn't been one because the rat is back in Portland. That's why. That's why there ain't been no Chris Haynes brief, none of that because you got the rat back in Portland. Hey, and then the crazy thing is, do you remember when Chauncey got caught up? The first thing Chris Haynes had was the inside report on the team meeting in Portland when Chauncey built. Yeah. How you get the team meeting info? Oh, okay. Man, get out of here.
March 28th is Wemby in Milwaukee and January 15th in San Antonio.
Okay. Those are gonna be good ones. And I can't wait to And again, I can't wait to see it. And again, that might have something to do with how the MVP goes. Justin, I know you got to be up early, so I'll keep trying to get through this.
No, we here. We
I know.
We beat the Bulls.
Yeah.
All that. We can't hear you.
No,
What
they were like,
say?
Go ahead.
What did he say?
Who?
What 4-on-4 Big Frank say? When we beat them boys, there it is.
There it is.
We ain't got nothing else for you. There it is. Yo, there it is.
There were a lot of Bulls fans in the building tonight too.
Hey, make sure they pay them tolls on the way back to Chicago. There it is.
There it is. I like it. So yeah, so again, I thought that it was good to send the Bulls fans back and pack in. And again, I like the Cup court tonight. That was the best Cup court that I've seen from the Bucks that they had, all green there. So again, it looked good. It felt good, and the Bucks get a win tonight, 126-110 over the Chicago Bulls. Let's see. I like to see more Miles Kyle. They lead the Bucks to wins on nights Giannis isn't playing. Nights he's not playing, and there will be some of those nights they're gonna have to figure that out 100%. Let's keep rolling here. I guess before we get to game balls, and before we get to Twitter and game balls, Justin, what else did you see or anything else that you want to point out on a Friday night 126-110 win over the Chicago Bulls that you enjoyed?
I think if you can talk about on November 7th, 2025, a big statement win. This is a statement win. This Chicago Bulls team went in, didn't have a lead against the Philadelphia 76ers. Josh Giddey forced that team to a win. Their only loss was a hiccup against the New York Knicks. They soundly beat the Knicks. They've beaten a lot of teams, and they found different ways to win. Do I think the Chicago Bulls team is absolute trash? No, I don't. I think they're, like you said earlier, Trey, I think they are a very good basketball team with a lot of young, promising parts. However, Ryan Rollins going to make sure you know that name tonight. And Giannis is going to show you why you can't have these suspect dudes guarding them. Patrick Williams, hey, this ain't Florida State, homie. This ain't the ACC no more. You got to come out here and strap up. And you're not playing your Joel Embiid who wants to roll all over the court and beg for a foul. You playing a dude who's going to let you foul him, and he's going to dunk on you harder the next time and guarantee the and one. It's an amazing victory. I thought we did a good job against Herter. I mean, but I don't see that team really being there for the totality of the season, man. I mentioned a lot of the guys that are playing good. You got guys playing above the back of their basketball card. And anytime you got Jalen Smith on that court, man, I mean, the only thing worse than him is a damn dude announcing the Bulls, Stacey King's garbage behind. Shots fired.
Todd said, whatever happened to Javon Carter? Yeah, I think he flamed out. I think Javon Carter, if you remember, what was that year? Was that 22 or 23 when he had maybe it was 20, I thought it was 22 or 23 when he had the really good regular season with the Bucks. And then the playoffs came and it just didn't hit. And I don't think he ever really recovered or got that. I don't think he got the same opportunity anywhere else so far. But yeah,
he dropped 30 on the Oklahoma City Thunder, I believe, when they were missing a lot of guys. And this is back when they were bad. He had and then he had a good game against Atlanta the game before because Zora was still the sideline reporter.
Okay. Mickey says we got Mickey says we got Lisa. That's worse. And you saw Stacey King. That's funny. He's talking about Lisa. Mickey's talking about Lisa Byington.
Hey, Zora got more buckets this year in the Pfizer than Javon Carter.
Yeah, I bet she does. Well, yeah, happened to, yeah, but he just stinks. And Bunny Parker says Bucks got Carter paid. Yeah, that's true as well. Tish says, can you guys speak on what you need to do to beat the Rockets on Sunday? Quick side note, I won't be here Sunday. I think the rest of you guys will be here Sunday for the show. I won't because I will be at Panthers, Saints. We got big games around here in the Carolinas. Playoff implications around here. So I'll be at that game. So I'll check the Rockets game after. I'll play it back on League Pass after it happens and Sunday night or something and watch that game. But what do you think, Justin? Just to answer your question, what do you think that what do you think the Bucks need to do to beat the to beat the Houston Rockets? Again, that should be a really fun game though.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of this energy, man. We're going to need a lot of this good defensive intensity. I think we'll be able to get the three-point shot off a little bit easier. The Chicago Bulls are phenomenal as far as defending the three-point line. And I didn't see the number that we hit tonight, but whatever we hit, if it's above 5, it's great.
It wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. But we'll be okay. But, I mean, the thing is, man, you have another generational talent coming into our building. It's in Milwaukee, right? Generational talent coming into our building and Kevin Durant. So we're going to have to really move. And we really got to, you got to let KD get his. Got to hold Van Fleet in check, which I think Ryan Rollins can do a pretty good serviceable job against that. And, hey, man, we're going to need everybody's favorite misfit to have a decent game against that bench. And someone got to check Sengun. We're going to need a couple drop steps. Might need an elbow to the chest. And do a score, but you gotta play good defense. You gotta rebound the ball against those guys, and you gotta play Bucks basketball. We play Bucks basketball, we should be all right, man.
Yeah, I agree. Giannis got to take it to him on the inside and just absolutely dominate the Rockets in interior. And yeah, you got to bully Sengun a bit because I think he can. And then you got the Thompson kid who is, I mean, just talk about an athlete and the things you have to do to play him. But then you're right, like who's going to take on that challenge of Kevin Durant and really not necessarily locking him up, but being there and being a guy and playing him strong. Who's going to take on that challenge? I think that's the question when you look at the Rockets and figuring out how to defeat him. But again, I think it's gonna be a fun game. And again, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll check it out after everything's done.
I bet Giannis going for a 50 ball over the stuff that Sengun said in Euro stuff. I did want to ask you a question though, because I see all the stuff going in the chat about the broadcasters and stuff like that. What do you think about Tom Crean being added to the what is it, pregame, postgame Buck stuff?
I didn't see the pregame. So I heard people talking about it. I didn't see that he was at it, and didn't hear him talking. So I can't. I didn't have anything on that one. I did see the thing about Brian Anderson. I like Brian Anderson. I think he does great in the Brewers. I love him doing Brewers games. So yeah, I disagree with people not liking Brian Anderson. I think he does good basketball. I think he does really good Brewers. And the other thing I like about Brian Anderson when he's doing TNT for the baseball is when he does postseason, when he has national Brewers games, I almost can't tell that he's the Brewers guy, and I think it's a good thing. He tries to back off the homerism to the Brewers, but it is interesting because you can kind of tell because it seems like he has a little more knowledge on the Brewers when he's having those discussions. But I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
No, for sure. Brian Anderson's one of the best broadcasters in this business. And the only thing I'll say about him on the national broadcast for Brewers, just solely for Brewers, he gives you those tidbits to let you know that he's locked into every game, but not to dispel the fact that he's not a national broadcaster, which is great. You get a guy like Ron Darling's sorry ass on the broadcast. Oh, man, this guy, and then Brian Anderson kind of corrects him about his stuff. Ron Darling is probably the worst guy that there's ever broadcast at any professional sporting event. I mean, I know your feelings on the Marquette Brown Deer High School legend. We won't mention his name. He's a New York Knicks announcer now.
Trash.
And I'm a fan of Lisa. Sorry. I just am what I am.
She, man, I hate to say it.
Don't say it. Just move on. Don't do it. How about the Panthers?
Man, I can't not, man. The call on the Pacers, the game winner, man.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's go into it. Let's do it. Wait. This is the only $100 podcast you're gonna get live post game. Let's get into it,
man. Oh man, it was such a great moment. And like, let me just do this. Go back. I won't belabor the point. Go back and listen to and I know people hated him too. Go back and listen to Gus Johnson's 2017 call against the Knicks when Giannis hit that game winner, and go back and listen to what Lisa did, and you tell me what you tell me. So that's all I'll say on that. And yeah, Doris Burke is absolutely terrible. And Cream City 1846 again. So doubling up for dumbass comments tonight because he somehow thinks that Bobby is going to be able to defend KD. And one dumbass comment. Then the second one he says we need Jim and McLaughlin. By the time McLaughlin left, he was worth Al Michaels. You talk about a guy who doesn't know what the hell's going on. Al Michaels be out there confused. I don't know what. McLaughlin didn't even know what he was looking at. By the time McLaughlin was good, huh? McLaughlin was a really good announcer. But I'm just saying, by the time it was over, McLaughlin had no clue what was going on.
I can't let you do that.
He didn't know what was going. He didn't know what was happening. Hey, you gotta go, dog. Sometimes you gotta go. Paschke was still good when he left. Paschke was still good. But no, McLaughlin.
Johnny Mac just carried the flag for the Bucks. I love it. Hey, this might be the first time I ever agree with dude. But so this is the thing. And I think Johnny Mac and Mr. Paschke would say, because I call him Mr. Paschke, because that's my guy. I think both of them will tell you it was time for I don't know, I'm not Trey, so I can't break Buck stuff that I know. But I think that Mr. Paschke had a lot invested in Zora and wanted Zora to be the play-by-play.
Here's the thing on Zora. I think Zora wasn't ready at the time. That's the only thing. She was not ready. She wasn't ready then. And I don't know when she will be or if but she wasn't ready to be the head play-by-play person. And the crazy thing is, if you listen to Lisa do college basketball game, I heard her announce college. I thought she was really good. She doesn't have an NBA voice. I thought she was doing an NCAA tournament or something like that. I thought she
Yeah,
was.
she
I
did
thought
the
she was solid.
NCAA.
I thought she was
She did.
solid.
So as far as her game winner, though, the only thing I'll say about it, there's different oxytocin that a man and a woman can hit. I thought she did the best of her ability, and I think that she just she's a very good ball announcer. She knows the game phenomenally, and it's a pleasure to listen to her.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I'm not going that far. I think again. Listen. I don't mind her. I don't mind her. It's just one of the things where it's like yeah. When she gets excited, it don't hit. I think normally about 80% of the time I can deal with it. When she gets excited, it's the moments. I don't think she hits the moments. But anyway, yeah. But I will say this, Todd. I think it's a hard job. I don't know. I don't know what Zor could do today. I don't think she was ready. I don't think she was ready when they tried to give it to her. She wasn't ready. That I will say. Zor wasn't ready for it. All right, let's look. Let's look at Twitter. See what Twitter has to say tonight about this one. Here we go. At Wisconsin HFC says we play some dumb basketball times, but we've got more than enough to beat those bums. Increased amount of red in the 5-star versus the last couple of years. Hope they enjoyed their Friday evening as much as we all did. Great to see Turner break out offensively. Kuz, sneaky, good. Twin Life 409. Trina says, I am concerned about Green and Trent. At the Wisconsin kid says, Giannis, as usual, dominant against the Bulls. Miles Turner finally showing up on offense. Good game by Rollins. And we got to do something about Portis. He clearly doesn't fit with this team. At Sunk345. Huh?
Cash out. Buy that brother a drink, man. Life be effed up for that brother. We got to get him a drink.
Yeah. Now, at Sunk345, this team is one quality backup big wing away from being a contender. Bobby is not the answer for any of our needs right now. At MK Bucks 11 says documenting the all bench lineups. Thank the sweet Lord. At Bucksaw Access says Kuz has been good this year. Time for fans to show some respect. Staggering Miles and Giannis. Some for the first time look good. Let's do at BSD Giselle says great game. Love Doc's rotations, but we got to do something about Bobby's defense. He was buns all game. Jay Phil in Texas says AJ, another mid performance for a starter. And last one, Giannis _great says Bulls may have the best record in the East, but we got the best player in the world. Side note, I hope your friend finally comes around on Bobby. Love the dude, but it's time for him to find a new home. So
yeah, let's address that too. And let's address the goofies in the chat too. So, first of all, Bobby Portis is a Milwaukee Buck. So again, I don't think that Bobby does everything right. I don't think that Bobby has played great games this year. I don't think Bobby's been buns, their words, for all the minutes that he was in the game tonight. I thought he had some key plays where he made some good defensive plays. And I thought he had some time where him and the entire team let us down. However, he's a Milwaukee Buck, so I'm going to cheer for him. And then, as far as me having a cape on for Lisa, hey, Jeezy, I just don't think she stinks. I think she's seen far more basketball than you, me, and half the people involved. And is she the best announcer in Bucks? No, I'm always going to go with Jim Paskey on that. But I'm going to tell you this. If you can give me more knowledge than Lisa does, hey, man, you should apply, bro.
Mickey says, I miss your tweets during the game. Where you at, Guru? Again, my Twitter got taken. So, again, you got to follow me at on your T's Q's 973. It's spelled just like that. At on your T's Q's 973. All of us right there. Look at what Cream City crossover over there. Let me see.
John Halliburton gets that one suspended.
Yeah. Let me see. Maddie says, we know BP is trash. We don't need to keep piling on him. And Amber Wright says, Bobby's so ass. They need to open an investigation into him. Okay, all right. Maddie says GCJ is also equally bad. Let's relax on BP. Again, I think the issue with BP is just it's the old lay lines to the basket. Again, I think Gary wasn't good tonight. But again, you've got to be able to figure this thing out defensively if you're Bobby Portis. And I won't go long into it either because we gotta get out of here. But when you're some of it is on Doc Rivers for leaving him in as the rim protector. I don't. Again, I get it. They think I don't think he's just not a 5. And I think I think there's value for him in the league. You can't have him out there as the rim protector. And again, when the two bigs are Kuzma and Bob, like let me put it like this. If we were to have Kyle Kuzma at center, nobody would be mad at Kyle Kuzma because he can't defend the rim. You'd be like, what the hell is Doc Rivers doing? Why is Kyle Kuzma the center? Bobby Portis he can't do it. He cannot be he can't be your rim protector. So we know Kyle Kuzma's not a rim protector. He can play 4, but he's really not a rim protector. You can't have Bobby Portis to me as a 5 and expect consistent defensive. Jeezy said her saying, whoa, after a dunk is a knowledge. She does do that. That's hilarious. Hey,
but that's
hilarious. She does
dunk.
do that. She does.
Jeezy, you couldn't sit in her seat for 48 minutes, dog. Matter of fact, you couldn't sit in one of our seats for a show.
Oh my God! I will say
you got 100 on that shit. You couldn't do it.
No, it is. For the record, it is hard to do. I've had people come up here. We've had people come on the show, on different shows. Have people come on the radio, and conversations that they have on the phone in person. I'm telling you, it is much harder to do on a microphone. I know everybody thinks it's real easy. You have everybody on the mic and go. It is hard. I'm saying again, and I'm not any type of professional pro at all either. But it is hard to get up here and do this. And again, there are some of your favorite people in different spaces who, in different mediums, you may like them, but when they get on a microphone and have to talk, again, especially like we do for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, like Lisa has to do live, and you don't edit. This ain't edited. You don't get to, let's run that back and play that. It is a different element. So I will agree with that piece of it. It is a hard thing to do. But that is just funny. She does say, whoa, after she does that a lot. Don't
nobody be talking about Cream City, paper or plastic, and how hard is that shit either, but keep going.
Yeah. but no, I'm just, my point on Bobby, and I'll let it go, is Ian, defensively, as the rim protector, at some point I start looking at Doc Rivers and go, hey, you leaving him out here on the island like this, and he clearly can't do it. And then you try to go zone, and we're getting beat there. Like it just gets rough. It gets to the point. Quackney22 says play Sims with Big Bob. Maybe that's what you end up doing. And I don't know, because you didn't have Torrey Prince tonight. We gotta talk about his neck injury at some point. And then again, I still know what Amir Coffey does. So again, maybe you have to give Sims that opportunity. That's all. I don't know.
So let's talk about what Bobby is, though. He's a great weak side defender. He's a great clean up the garbage on the glass, but he's not staying in front of any athletic player. And there's going to be, his greatest matchup is going to be against the Philadelphia 76ers when you got guys that move at his speed. But if you put Sims, like homie said, with him, I think that'll be a great thing, because Sims can protect the rim and Bobby can go be Bob. And tonight, the thing why I'm saying is Bobby's best game, you didn't see black hole Bobby, and the offensive shots that he put up were the right shots. He missed 2 of them, but was he 3 for 5 from the floor?
Is that what it was? Let me look. Let me see what Bobby Portis. Yeah, again, his biggest skill, you got to be an offense. You got to hit shots. He had 7 points. He was 3 or 5 from the floor tonight. So again, he to your point, he wasn't black hole Bobby. But let me just look up his stats. This year he is 8 points, 8 points, 5.8 rebounds, shooting 40% from the field. And again, that's not going to cut it at all, especially when you're looking at, again, through 8 games, he is playing about 6 minutes less than he played over the last 4 years. He usually caps about 26, 25, 24 minutes. This year, he's only playing 19.4 minutes. He's down 5 points a game. He's down 2 or 3 rebounds a game from where he was at as well. So he's going to either have to pick it up or something's got to give here because these are objectively his worst. These are worst scoring numbers through 8 games since his sophomore campaign in 2016 with the Bulls when he averaged 6.8 points a game and 4.6 rebounds. So he's definitely gotta pick it up.
Let me ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
Greatest football player on the podcast with all 4 of us here. What was your position that you played at Howard?
Corner.
What'd you play in high school?
Corner. Well, I ended up playing a lot of safety.
So you a lockdown corner, right?
Yeah, if you want to go there, sure.
You the guy. You the guy. We gonna give you credit.
I'm the guy. Yeah.
Real HU stand up.
That's true.
So you played corner your whole life.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, Trey, I need you to play middle backer.
Yeah, no.
And that's kind of my point is. That's what we're doing to Bobby. He's playing a completely different role here. So I think we got to give him a little bit of grace to get his wings up under him. He's not the same guy that came in with Brooke and with this guy or that guy off the bench and that guy was there. And it's a completely different role for him. So just give him a little bit of grace, man. And tonight was a step in the right direction. And I'm the first one to admit Bobby's game has not been the Bobby that people yelled in the crowd for him and all that other stuff. There was nothing warranted this year of that. But we might have lost a couple of them games if he ain't scored them 11 points off the bench either.
You know, you got to be able to score. And again, Amber, you're saying he needs to be a defensive. He can't be a defensive demon. That's just not his role. Now, I will say, the first half, I thought he played really good defense. I thought he was really played good defense in the first half. Second half, it fell off the rails and it was back to being what it was. But okay, I feel like we've gone down the Bobby path a little long. We did Twitter. Let's do game balls tonight. Just 2 of us here. Game balls. Put them in the chat. Justin, I'll let you go first. Game ball. Who are you giving it to here?
I think we got to go 2 apiece, man. I think we got to go 2 apiece. We gotta pour one out for the homies at.
All right.
So I think I go my first game ball, Kyle Kuzma.
Yep.
Phenomenal defense tonight. Locked down the triple-double god. Locked down anybody that he played. Dove on the floor. Skinned up his knee. Passed the ball phenomenally. Defended the ball phenomenally. Blocked shots. Rebounded the ball. And scored when it was appropriate. Kyle Kuzma, a.k.a. Blue Lips, don't give a darn. A.k.a. I might tap the side of my head because I'm going to let you see what I'm thinking when I dunk on you. A.k.a. Young Scott Pip in the building. A.k.a. we not talking about the junior. We talking about the senior. A.k.a. when she wasn't with all the NBA current players' wife, Scottie Pippen.
All right, who's second?
You want me to go 2 in a row?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go to the other dude that locked down Josh Giddey there. I'm going to go with Mr. Ryan Rollins. I thought he did a phenomenal job, made shots, timely shots. He had a couple shaky moments with some turnovers and stuff like that. Understandable. But I thought he did a great job defending Josh Giddey. Thought he did a great job of closing out this ball game and hitting shots when they need to be hit. AKA, you don't know who I am. I bet you know now, Devin. AKA, AO, IO, EU. It's only about the double R's. No one drives an AO. We drive a double R. AKA, Matt Hoopin. AKA, shout out to Chris King off tonight, the Ohio Brethren.
There we go. For me, game balls tonight. First one I'm gonna go with Doc Rivers gonna get the game ball. I thought Doc Rivers, again, the adjustments he made, and again, it was self-inflicted. No reason you playing all bench lineups like that in the first place, but he adjusted, he figured out what he was doing, figured out it was wrong, made the adjustments, and I thought phenomenal game plan, having Giannis play more minutes and also staggering lineups, not having those all bench units go out there and get absolutely dusted. So again, great job. Doc Rivers gets the game ball tonight. Doc Rivers, aka me and Kuzma go to the same barber. AKA, where's the foul? AKA, it ain't Blake's fault. It's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake's fault. It's Doc Rivers. And then my other game ball's gonna go to Giannis. 41-15. Now I can't say enough about him. 2 steals. I ain't gotta go on. 16-32. Plus 16 on the night. Listen, what's understood don't have to be explained. Giannis Antetokounmpo to me is the MVP right now. This league. He's the best player in the entire NBA, in the entire association. So Giannis gets my game ball, aka where's Cleese? Where's Cleese? AKA family was in town tonight, aka hey, you ain't sitting there with the game. AKA I ain't got no more AKAs. AKA
on the court and
AKA
off the court.
money on the wood. There you go. All right, here we go. 126-110. Bucks get the dub over the Bulls tonight. Let's look around the league, see what happened in NBA Cup action. Bucks get the dub. The Nuggets are up 20 right now over the Warriors. They're coming out from break right now into the third quarter. In Denver. Excuse me. I'm lying. This is going to the fourth quarter. They're up 22. The Thunder are 8-1. They're beating the Kings. They're up almost 20. It's blowout associate. The National Blowout Association tonight. Magic 123-110 over the Celtics. Cavs 148-114 over the Washington Wizards. AJ Johnson 4 points tonight. How about that? And he matches Chris Middleton's 4 points tonight. How about that? There we go. The Milwaukee boys going in. Over there in Washington, Raptors beat the Hawks tonight. Again, say what you want. The Raptors are a good basketball team. They are a good young basketball team. They are 5-4, and again, everybody's favorite team, the Hawks, 4-5. How about the Pistons sitting at 7-2, 125-107 over the Nets? Go back. Oh, the Spurs beat the Rockets tonight, 121-110. Let's see. I'm always a box score watcher there. KD with 24, Sengun 25, Wembanyama 22, 8-4. Pedestrian numbers there for Wembanyama. How many blocks you have? 2 blocks. Yeah, it was pedestrian numbers there for him. Huh?
He tired.
Yeah, tired from what?
Carrying that franchise.
The Heat beat the Hornets tonight, 126-108. I believe LaMelo Ball is out again. Continues to be out with injury. Kyle Canepa with 30 points tonight, 30 and 8. Bridges
Milwaukee's
with 14. Out. Yeah. In 40 minutes. Bridges with 14. On Miami side, man, they get a dub. There's a bunch of Wiggins had 22, and how about Jaime Jaquez with 18 points over there for the Heat. Mavericks are absolutely terrible. 118-104. They lose to the Memphis Grizzlies. Your boy John Morant, 21 and 13 assists. Cooper Flag, 12 points tonight. But yeah, they're having a rough time. Anthony Davis is still out with injury. So Nico Harrison is getting into some trouble there. Timberwolves beat the Jazz as well. And that's it for NBA Cup action. Let's see here. Anything else you wanted to get to, Justin, as we look to wrap this up? The only thing I wanted to kind of talk about really, really quickly is, this... people keep talking about this John Morant to Milwaukee thing. Again, from my understanding, I don't think that I just don't know about the fit. And I also think, again, to me, I don't know why you do it. Jim, what's his name? Jim Orowski? How you say his name? Jim Orzowski?
All 3 of them.
Huh?
All 3 of them.
Okay. From the Journal Sentinel, was talking to him. And he basically said the Bucks, they did a lot to free up space for the future. So it really wouldn't make sense, even if the price tag is low as far as compensation, as far as capital to get John Morant. The price tag as far as what he actually makes, they are indebted a lot to him. That's a big time contract to give John Morant. Especially we have questions still about the fit that he may have. So he doesn't think it's very likely. Of course, John Horst is in on every single deal. He's always lurking in the shadows. But yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the fit. I wouldn't do it. And we'll that's kind of that for that.
So I got a couple things for you to look around before I get to that. You got the University of Wisconsin, number 24 team in the nation, 97 over Northern Illinois 72. We had a big one down here in Chapel Hill with University of North Carolina putting a little bit of belt to ass to the Kansas Jayhawks, 87-74 at home. I did not want to elude the fact that the Memphis Tigers, a team that's supposed to be your Power 5 team in these college football playoffs, is down 38-25 to Tulane University. But as far as John Morant, look, man, I think y'all will remember last year I didn't want Jimmy Butler because I thought Jimmy Butler was an attitude problem. I thought that he did a lot of things that could be detrimental to this Milwaukee Bucks basketball team. And I think John Morant is 100 times further than whatever Jimmy Butler was. You could say Jimmy Butler quit. Did he not? I don't know. The one thing that I cannot run away from is the fact that John Morant has quit on that basketball team. Is it justifiably so? Potentially. But what is he going to do for us? We already got an athletic guy that jump shot has improved immensely. I don't think that Ja's a better jump shooter than Ryan Rollins. I don't think that Ja's a better defender than Ryan Rollins. I don't think Ja's a better jump shooter than Kevin Porter Jr. And I don't think he's a better defender than him. And then you got Cole Anthony. So what it looks like to me is we're going to have to give up Kyle Kuzma, Andre Jackson Jr., maybe that first to 2031. It's not worth it. But the thing that I will also allude to is that with John Horst, when he's not mentioned in some of these deals, that's when they happen. Remember, he wasn't mentioned with Dame. He wasn't mentioned with Drew. And all of a sudden, here these guys wearing our uniform. If Ja comes to the Milwaukee Bucks, same way I did Kyle Kuzma, same way I did Drew Holiday, PJ Tucker, Serge Ibaka, whoever it is, we're going to welcome you into this family. We're going to hope that you do well. But I just don't see the fit on this team, and I don't want him in Milwaukee. I hope that he has a great year, and I hope that he can kind of mature a little bit. But if he hasn't matured, we don't need him in Milwaukee. We're a championship culture team.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just don't think it works. I really don't. I don't want to see him. And again, if we were to take a guy that was kind of on that pathway, I would probably take your boy out of New Orleans before I did that. Zion. Yeah, I think that fit. To me, that fits better than John Morant. Bunny Poker says owners will get Ja. Ticket sales will be insane more than Lillard. Again, again, what I worry about is ticket sales. Not this year, but I worry about ticket sales next year and the year after, and the year after that. And again, the way you do that is to keep Giannis around. So, yeah, if you take a swing and you miss, and Giannis leaves, then the cash cow's gone. So no, I just don't think it works. I really don't. I don't think it works. Your point again, you're talking about a ball dominant point guard. I think what the Bucks are doing right now works a little bit better. Because you don't have anybody super ball dominant that can only play with the ball in their hand. And John Morant, again, can he spot up and hit threes? I don't think he can. At a consistent rate. So again, I just don't see the fit. I don't like it. I think it's one thing if you're trying to fit somebody like I think, and there's questions about like people would say, oh, you can't put Kyle Kuzma starting line because he can't shoot. It's one thing we try and do something like that versus, or even like a Zion who doesn't need the ball, but John Morant literally needs the ball at all times. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Well, and Bunny versus Zion, the Eddie Lacy basketball, you can say that, but again, we're talking about if there were two guys that need a redemption arc. I mean, those are two guys that really need one.
So If we had to, let's piggyback on that for one quick second. So let's go to Zion. What would you be willing to give up to get Zion?
Oh, see, that's the thing. I don't know that I don't even know what his I don't know how much he makes. And yeah, so I probably wouldn't. I'm just saying between
If
those
you had a
two,
choice. Yeah.
yeah, between those two, if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Zion over John Morant. But I wouldn't. I'm not active. I don't want him. I wouldn't
Okay.
want either one. I don't know. Yeah, I think how much does he make? Like, does he make a supermax? He making 40 some
Oh, he's
million.
super max. Yeah,
So
he's super
what? So
max.
what is that? What is that number per year that we have to get rid of? You're
Let me
probably
go. Hold
talking
on.
about it. So then, yeah, you're talking about the only way to do it. You're probably talking about, and again, they're gonna want. And it's not about what you would be willing to give. It's what they want. They gonna. I'm not giving up Zion unless you better be. You got to be giving me a good young prospect in Ryan Rollins for that at the very least.
He's
Uh,
39.4 million a year. He signed a 5-year, $197 million contract extension with the
so
Pelicans.
39, you can probably get there if you did Kuz at 25,
But
and
the final 3 years are not guaranteed on that deal, so that does make it a little bit more
it
intriguing.
is interesting. Yeah. Well, again, in Quack, this is Trey Murphy. Yeah, I think Trey Murphy's gonna they're gonna want again. It's a premium, so that's gonna be. It's just hard to get these deals done. I think. I don't think the Bucks again. Would they maybe somebody said do their due diligence? Sure. I just don't think that. I don't think it's a fit, and I don't think they would do it. I really don't.
I think
I really think they like the team they got. And again, not only like the team they have, but I think they like the financial flexibility that they have moving forward. You get a guy like Zion. Now you did say you can get rid of him in 2 years or whatever. But if you get like John Morant, you're back locked into a long term deal with somebody who already has some character issues as it is.
I like the fact that I think the best acquisition I want to see is Kevin Porter Jr. getting healthy
Yep.
and coming back to this basketball game team. I don't think we need anything else. I think this is enough to go. I mean, we'll see how we stack up against some of your Western Conference powerhouses like your Houston Rockets, allegedly, but more so your OKC Thunder, your, I mean, I don't, your San Antonios and stuff like that. But this team is enough. I think it's really enough. I don't think it's enough just to win the East. I think it's enough to win the whole thing. You just got to have Giannis be the baddest man walking, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you need that no matter what. I think, yeah, to me, you probably are missing another. I think you could use another. You need KPJ back, and I think you really need another wing. You need another wing guy or something like that. One of those, 6'8" kind of 6'6" to 6'7", 6'8" kind of guys that can move laterally and hit a shot. And I think that's what that would be great. And then if you moved off of Bobby, from a rim protecting standpoint, you still got Sims that can do it, and you kind of can make do. Or maybe there's another smaller move that makes sense where you can start a guy. So yeah, but that's what I think. I think you probably need another wing, and the guys like come here, coffee. Come on, what we doing? I'm just saying. The only other thing I want to get at Dallas Cowboys DM Marshawn Nealon. Sad story. Him dying on was that yesterday morning by suicide. Again, man, these and it's tough. I'll be can it is tough because it's tough for me to even get into these conversations because I don't relate. I have such a hard time relating to people who struggle mentally with mental health issues because I just don't have them. I think it's almost, and again, if you've been through some of the things I've been through or know something, you can say, wow, that guy has it, but I just don't. It's not in my, like, I think some people are wired differently, and I'm not wired to get to that level. So, but I understand how that it's a struggle for some people. It's probably a struggle for some people in the chat, and hopefully you get the help that you need. And again, just a sad story though out of Dallas. Kid just scored a touchdown on, was that Monday Night Football or whatever it was, and next thing you know, he's got a welfare check, and it's a suicide. So again, I think that I don't know what he was going through, but like I said, hopefully whatever help people need out there, get it. Because you just you got to be able to get some help before it gets to that level. But again, sad for him, sad for the Cowboys, sad for his family, and hopefully somebody gets a lesson from this, and hopefully in this tragedy, someone else's life is saved some way somehow. Because it's just tough to think of a kid just draft, like, was he is he a second year?
24, 25 years old, I believe.
Yeah, it's just you think, and yeah, from outside looking, you think he's living the dream in the NFL, and but that's what he's going through. And again, I did see some NFL guys say, hey man, people don't understand what it's like when people in your comments telling you to kill yourself, telling you just because you miss a player, you miss their parlay and all that kind of stuff. And I do think that. And again, I don't know what contributed to him, but social media definitely contributes to some of this kind of stuff. But that's the new age that we live in, and yeah, we just gotta figure out a way to protect your mentals. That's the best I can say it.
Yeah, absolutely horrific, man. Thoughts and prayers goes out to his girlfriend, to his mother, his father, anyone that was affected by this young man. I thought that on the football field he did some amazing things. Prayers goes out to Dallas Cowboys, their fans, their teammates. You look at guys like Micah Parsons, who played with this guy, and all these other guys. And I mean, it's just crazy the amount of people that you impact. And sometimes you don't really know it. Uh, I myself, my freshman year at St. Aug, one of the reasons why I left, because I had a close friend, a best friend, tragically take his life. Then you turn around when I became a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. I sat at a table with a gentleman. We crossed in fall of 2008. Spring of 2009, this brother went to Chapter Invisible. And what you said is just so prolific. Like, and this is for all y'all in the chat, anyone. Like, if you hurt your ankle, you go get that seen. If you twist your ankle, fall off the curb, take care of that muscle. Your most important muscle is your brain. But not only that, brothers and sisters of the Bucks, Cream City crossover, anyone that can hear our voice, go get your blood work done. There are too many people. This cancer is running rampant. These other viruses are running rampant. Like, let's start to choose our own physical and mental health first so that we can alleviate some of this stuff. The worst thing and the biggest fear that I have as a parent is burying one of my children, especially from something that could be prevented. And I don't know what his mental struggles were. I just pray for him. And I hope that he is in a better place now, because it's tough.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like I said, there's true words never spoken here. Tough note to end on, but yeah, like I said, thoughts and prayers to everyone involved. Tough transition here, but the Bucks do win 126-110 over the Chicago Bulls, get the dub. I
Let's
don't
do
have
one more thing. Let's do one more
what's
thing. We'll look around,
what
kind
you
of change
got?
the
What you got?
change the vibe a
I ain't got
little
nothing
bit.
else. What you got?
So you the guru, you the college football aficionado. You done locked down a lot of boys in the MEAC, allegedly, until A&T came to town. No, I'm just playing. But question, what you looking at for Saturday? What's on the guru's radar for Saturday college football tomorrow?
Man, I don't even watch college football like that. Who Colorado got? You asked me college. I
All right,
really don't watch.
let's skip to Sunday. What's on your radar besides the New Orleans Saints? What you feeling?
On Sunday, let's see. Let me y'all got a big game Sunday. No, y'all play Monday night?
Monday.
That's gonna be interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Of course, my Panthers got a dub. We talking about the headsets. No Sunday morning. I'm looking forward to see Carly Ursay on the sidelines in wherever they at playing at 9:30 in the morning against the Falcons. So that'll be interesting to check that one out. And of course, yeah, that Eagles Packers game Monday night is going to be one to see if the Packers have got their focus back, see if they're going to be ready to play, and if they are up to the task after what would be an embarrassing loss, like it was to the Panthers. And then I think the other one that's really interesting too, to the extent of you're just trying to figure out what somebody is this whole thing. I think it's fascinating about Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett starting. Because again, he has Marvin Harrison looking like a legit wide receiver, and there were some questions about everyone thought it was this can't miss prospect coming out, and then it's like, what is he? And now he looks okay. Now it's like, oh, we getting him the ball. I couldn't believe that. That was the other night. He had 7 catches. That was the most catches he ever had in the game. So it's interesting to see if they can continue that success under Jacoby Brissett. But again, decent slate on this week. But yeah, I think it really is capped off by Monday night. Eagles Packers should be one for the ages there.
Well, I got my eyes on 2 things for Saturday, man. I got my eyes on these Wisconsin Badgers. See if Luke Fickell, since his job is guaranteed if he go out and beat these Washington Huskies, somehow we got another ranked matchup. But more importantly, and I know you're well aware of this because you're the guru, you're the BAC legend, we got to see if these Howard Bison can go beat the South Carolina State Bulldogs and turn around and beat Delaware State the following week. And you know what that means, Trey?
What that mean?
That mean we in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah. Celebrating all that Celebration Bowl.
We might do Cream City crossover live from the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah. My again, the Chinnis Berry, the head coach of South Carolina State, was O-line coach at Howard when I was there. So yeah, I always got a lot of love and respect to the SC State Bulldogs. So we'll see what they can do. But HU always feeling good.
Right.
Got a big homecoming dub. Was that a couple weekends ago? So
you on the rise. We got a lot of love for SC State, all the schools, HBCUs, PWIs, but we ain't got no love for South Carolina State till next Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna get that dub this week.
We at your neck like a violin. Let's go.
Exactly.
We ain't got no football team left for St. Augustine. So I gotta live vicariously through other people now.
I feel it. It was a 126-110 victory. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Chicago Bulls tonight. And that was fun to see. Money on the wood as always. NBA Cup. Bucks 1-0. We'll look to see them invest. What we need to do the show from is in Vegas for the NBA Cup. But a big dub. Want to appreciate everybody for tuning in, joining in with us tonight. If you didn't like the show on your way in, then you have a perfect opportunity right now. If you enjoyed that victory, if you enjoyed the Cream City crossover, if you enjoy being 1-0 in the NBA Cup, if you enjoy that money on the wood, hit that like button on your way out. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend and tell a friend, tell another friend about the Cream City crossover. It is the best Milwaukee Bucks postgame show in all of the land. Bucks win it tonight, 126-110. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Group Concert.
Justin.
If I am your enemy, it's only